Let me ask you something. The real fear you have isn't starting over, is it? Is it starting over at 40 or 50? Is that what you're wondering of? Or you're wondering if you even got enough time left to enjoy all the starting over? That's what I wonder about. That very specific fear, the one that the clock keeps ticking and ticking and ticking louder, is what we're going to talk about today on this channel. Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Juliet, and if you're feeling like you are running out of time, you have to hear this. You just have to stick around and let's talk about how the fear of time is affecting our daily lives and how to go about it and how I went about it. And I would love to hear how you went about it as well. What I realized is that personally, I wasn't ever scared to start over. I'm a champion in starting over. I always had this belief in me, in myself, that I would survive. I would get through even without knowing the how. It's just, I think that's what's called faith. But as time passed and I started aging, age took its toll on me. And I find myself questioning my reasoning most of the time, like going back to school at 44. I have dreams that I want to achieve, like migrating to the Caribbean or going back to Africa. I question those things. Yeah, I question them. We know there's this flicker of a soft, I don't want to call it doubt, but then I force myself to face the question, like, is it still worth it? Do you still need that, Juliet? If you start now, and then I'll start counting my age and the years and how long it's going to take to get there. I'll be 50, I'll be 55. Oh my God, what am I doing? Is it still useful? Those are the questions I ask myself. And then that kind of spike of mini evil fear attacks just then happens. I try to minimize those fear attacks, and actually it's not the dreams that scares me, it's the thought of the time, how long it takes to build again. The energy, the more when you're aging, you don't have the zeal and the energy and the vitality you used to have to like tackle everything and every day. I feel that, so it's not really about fear of failing, it's the fear of not having enough life time left to enjoy the win. That's the part no one really says out loud, but I guess you think that too, right? We all do. And that's just the truth. Yes, I know it's useless. I know the will to achieve, to live, to love, to explore, and to win stays within us, even till our dying bed. I have had experiences in my nursing career. I've seen people die and I still having wishes. But yet, truthfully, I believe it's the tiredness, that physical fatigue that wears us down first before the mental fatigue comes in. The body just gives up. I remember the sinking feeling I had after my divorce, 8 years ago. Yeah, it's 8 years ago now. Being so alone that the country I called home for the past 18 years then, it just felt like a foreign country to me. It just felt like I was in a foreign planet. I had no family. I had no relatives. It was just me and my teenage kids. Luckily, I had good friends, and those friends are were there for me as family. So that was the ultimate starting over in my life that I've experienced. Yeah, but miraculously enough, in the ugly circumstances at that point in my life, I was blessed with the strength to take control of my life again. That was one thing I realized that I had, I take control of my life story and my what I wanted to do and step boldly into life again, not letting that circumstance at that moment define me. That was a blessing in my life. Yeah, it did take me a short and a swift time to bounce back and attack life again. I just went back to survive mode and just getting things done for myself. And that's what I call rewriting your own mindset for the greater good. You just have to overcome fear and overcome self-doubt and face life again. And it's one of the mindsets that did get me through. And here I am, years later, I went back to school. I chased my dream, and I'm still chasing my dream, chasing my Caribbean dream, and I'm still catching myself counting the years sometimes, which is just the real truth. But every time I do remind myself, though, I have already reviewed before, Juliet. I can do it again. So without a doubt, I know I will be able to do it again, but we just have that fear somewhere. And yeah. Well, I didn't have time to waste on past life. I didn't waste time. Positivity really did get me through those difficult times in life. And my motto was simple: live in the moment. The best of life is yet to come. And that got me through. And now looking back, and one thing I realized though is that the strength I had then came straight from my heritage. There's no other way. There's no medicine for it. Like, the adversity is our daily menu where I came from. So it was it. Hit the ground, land on your back, so you're looking up and get right up. That's where I came from. That got me through it. That was the strength of my roots, of my heritage, of me. That got me through. That is why it's so important to be rooted to who you are, to have a strong base, a strong foundation of who you really are. One thing my grandmother used to say though: stand up, kid. When Jesus Christ was carrying the cross, he fell 3 times and stood right up. So stand up and keep moving. I remember that as a kid, So I always wonder how Jesus fell 3 times and he stood up, so with the cross and everything. You know what? Just stand up whenever you fall, even if you're carrying the cross, which is our adversity, which we carry with us. I learned to stand up and keep moving. So the message here is, my dear friends, your dream still matters. We are not too old. We're just too experienced to keep living small. We have so much life experience. We have so much to give in life. And keeping that small because of fear of age and time, that will be a waste of our legacy. That's this message about. Even when you have doubts, still learn to listen to your heart. I'm learning to listen to my heart. I'm learning to believe in me again, which I have always been able to do. And one thing though, take action, regardless of how many years you've lived, regardless of how many years you think you still got to live. Always keep taking action. And by saying this, by preaching this out, I'm motivating myself, and I hope I'm motivating you as well. So we are just, I hope this will be a dialogue, not a monologue of me just rambling on, but that it motivates you, so you will be motivated to speak up as well. By speaking up, you'll send out the energy of, yes, I can do this. Yes, I still can overcome the fear of life. So that's why I'm going to ask, what is that one dream you have been whispering about? Or if age wasn't a factor, what dreams will you start pursuing? Drop that in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's share this dialogue together. Let's open a communication that will free our minds, free us from fear. And if they spoke to you, Please, please, please do subscribe to Midlife Without Fear so we can walk this journey all together without fear. Because we're going to be bold and we're going to be beautiful and we're going to be fearless together. Looking forward to seeing your subscription and looking forward to your comments and to your messages. Till next time. Bye-bye.